Alright, so let's continue with percentage. This is the second lesson on this topic. So last time I explained you two concepts. One was the simple percentage. For example, if a number is given and you want to find out like 10% of that, 15% of that, 20% of that, right? So you just need to write that number, multiply by, let's say you want to take 20% of that. So write 20%, and then that percent actually mean divide that by 100 and then solve it. It means you have calculated 20% of that specific number. And another example, another concept was increase and decrease thing. For example, if stock price increase by 10%, uh, if a house price increases by 20%, so how you will calculate it, I explained you that in the previous lesson. So in today's lesson, we will do two trickier questions, and let me explain you how to do this type 1, finding the percentage change. So I will give you an example, an easy example. So let's say a person who bought a phone on, let's assume, $450. He bought a phone 450 $450, and after 6 months he wants to sell that phone. This is the phone. He wants to sell this phone on, let's say, $300. Obviously, if a person buys something, after some time its price decreases, right? The price will not remain the same because of depreciation. Now, what is the percentage? Like, you can say that what percent of money he has lost. We would say lost. Okay, what is his lost in this case? So you will find out in percent. Obviously, you know that he has lost $150. He lost $150, but this is the amount. What about the percentage? At what percent he has lost? We need to answer in percent. So here, how I will calculate it? Okay, we are coming to that, but let me give you another example. Let's say uh, a person who has weight 80 kilogram is a person who has weight 80 kilogram, and he has lost 10 kilogram, and now his weight is 70 kilogram. This is his new weight. So what is the percentage change in these two values? Obviously, you know he lost 10% weight, 10 kilogram weight. But what about the percentage, right? So we'll calculate these. Now let me explain you how you will do that. So the method is, let me take another pen. You will find out the difference. So I will call this original value. Original value. That one is the new value. Similarly, this one is original value, and this one is new value. So now let's calculate these two. So I will draw a line. So these are two different questions. Okay, so I will solve both of them right now. So you need to find out the change between these two values, right? The original value and the new value. You need to find out the difference. So the difference is $150. So you will write the difference, or change. $150 divide by the original, which is 450, times 100. So let me write the formula. Change divide by original multiply by 100. That is percentage change. So now let's substitute. Let's solve it. 150 times 100 divided by 450. So let's solve it on calculator. So 150 times 100 equal, divide by 450. So it means 33.3%. 33.3% he lost. Okay, he lost when he bought this mobile phone, and when he sold that out, he lost 33% of his money, right? So this is how you calculate the percentage. So actually I have used this formula: change divide by original multiply by 100. Now let's use that the same formula, the same formula in example number 2. So change, so what is the change between these two values? 10 kilogram. Divide by original, what was the original? 80 kilogram. Multiply by 100 and solve them, you will get that. So 0 will cancel out with that 0, and 10 times 10 is 100. So 100 divided by 8. So let's solve. So 100 divided by 8, that is 12.5%. So actually he lost 12.5% weight. He lost 12.5% of his weight. So this is how you solve. This is where you use percentage change. So you can see this is the formula we'll be using. This is what I explain you, and this is the formula, and these are the examples, right? So for example, if there are two values given, for example, if a person buys a stock on one price and now he's selling on another price, you can find out at what percent he has lost, or at which percent he has gained, right? It is possible, like you can write the same, it is not necessarily to be always decreasing. It is possible, like if a person weight is at the starting he has like 50 kilogram, and then he gains weight and it become 80 kilogram, right? So it is still possible in this case, because he has increased, he has gained the weight, still that formula will work. Okay, so the difference is 30, divided by original is 50, multiply by 100. So that will give you the percentage increase in his weight. So this is the formula you can see here. This is the formula for giving a change in value as a percentage. Change in value, and we want to find that in percentage. Learn it and then use it, right? So learn this through these examples and then try to use this in different questions. Now let's solve this example. It says that a trader buys 6 watches at £25 each. He scratches one of them, so he sells that one for £11. He's a trader, right? So he will buy watches and then he will sell them on high price. But actually, that one watch he scratched, so because of that he sold that watch on £11. You can see $25, £25 was the original price, but he sold one watch on £11 because of the scratches. But he sells the other five for 38 pound. You can see the difference. He bought on $25 and he sold on 38 pound, sorry, pound. So find the profit as a percentage, right? So you will find the profit as a percentage. So we will use this formula, because we will use the same formula, because there is a change, there is the original value, divide multiply by 100. So now let's calculate. So first of all, let's find out what is his profit, right? Let's find out what is his profit. Profit divide by the amount on which he bought all those 6 watches and multiply by 100. So let me write it here. So let's calculate the profit. So profit is he sold 5 watches on 38 pounds. So I will multiply 38 times 5, right? He actually bought 6 watches, but he sold out 5 watches on 38 pounds. So this is one thing. 38 times 5 plus 11 pound. This is his profit. But actually, you need to subtract the buying, like the amount on which he bought all those 6 watches. That is minus 6 times 25 pounds. Sorry, 1 minute. So 6 times 25 pounds. For example, let me give you another example. A person buys a watch on $25, one watch. Let's say a person buys a watch on $25 and he sold that on $38, right? If you want to find out the profit, what you will do? 38 minus 25, right? That is the buying. $25 is on which he bought that watch. So the profit is in between, right? From 25 to 38, that is the profit. So this is what we are doing here. Actually, there are 5 watches which he sold on 38 pound. So this is 38 times 5 plus 11 pound, the one which has some scratches, and minus 6 times 25. So this will give you a profit. And then you can see here profit is 38 pound times 5, 38 pounds times 5 plus 11 pound minus 6 times 25. So this is his profit, 51 pound. And then the formula percentage profit is equal to 51, the change, that is the change in the profit, right? The change. So 51 divide by original. What was the original price? The original price was 25 times 6. So divide by original 25 times 6, multiply by 100, you solve it, you will get 34%. Alright, so let's continue with the type 2, that is finding the original value. Now these are very interesting question and a bit confusing as well. Most of the students get confused with these type of questions. Let me explain you what is the process, how this work. Let's say this is the house. Okay, this is the house. It has a price which is not given. So let's say the price is x, we will call that x. The price is not given, and you are given that the price of this house has been decreased by or increased by, let's say, let's talk about increase. This is a house whose price is increased by 10.5%. Okay, a house whose price has been increased by 10.5%, and the new price is 132,600 dollars. Now the new price is given, the percentage increase is given, but the original value is not given. Previously, what we did, for example, let's assume that the original price of this question would have been given to us. Let's say that is given. So what we will do then, that is very easy. Let's say this is given and that is not given. Let's assume this is not given. Okay, I have crossed that. X is given. X is any random value. I will take, let's say, 110. uh so that is like 110, this much amount in dollars. So I just randomly have taken that value, and it is mentioned that 10.5% value increases, right? So that would be the type 2, which I explained you last time in the last lesson. If the question says that this is the amount, the price of that house, and the price of that house has been increased by 10.5%, so I will write 10.5% increase. So what I will do in this case, this question will become easy. I explained you the method. First you will find out the increase, so that is 1 plus 10.5%, so that is equal to 1 plus 10.5 divided by 100, so that is 1 plus 0 point, let me divide this 1 minute. So let's divide this 10.5 divided by 100, and that is equal to 0.105, 0.105, right? And then you will add them, so that is 1.105. You got this number, and then you will multiply this with that number, and you will get the percentage increase. This is what I explain you in that concept when it says percentage increase. But this question is a bit different, right? This question is different in a case that this value is not given. If that value is not given, then you cannot apply this concept. Original value is not given. Previously original value was given, and you can find out the like 10.5% of that, but this is like a special type, like 10.5% increase, so it means you need to do this concept and then multiply this number with that number, and you will get like the amount increase directly. Now what to do if the price is not given, and this is the detail given, that this is the x and it has been increased by 10.5%, and the new price is that. So in these type of questions, this is increase. Okay, so I will write increase here. A house whose value is x, which is not given, and it has been, the value of that house is increased by 10.5%, and the new value is the 132,600. Now let's calculate it. So the method is, you will write down that x first. So x plus x, okay, always you will write x plus 10.5% divided by 100%. You need to write 100 down, okay, in the denominator. Percent and percent will cancel out, is equal to this amount, 132,600. Percent and percent will cancel out, and 10.5 divided by 100 is x plus, sorry, you need to write x here as well, okay. So it will become 0.105 x equal 132 comma 600, and then from here you will take x common, or you can add them together as well. So these two, when you add them together, it will become 1.105 x equal 132 times 600, and then you will divide both sides by 1.105 in order to remove this from here. So 1.105, cancel them, and now let's calculate this value. So let's calculate them. 132,600 divided by 1.105. So this is the answer, 1120 triple zero dollars. That is the original amount, and you can see uh, this is the x value. Now let me tell you the reverse method. The reverse method is, if you take 10% of this, let me write it here. So this is 120 triple zero dollars. Dollars are pounds. So now this value we got. If you take 10.5% of that, increase the increase method, right, which I explained you, and try that. Write down this amount and first find out this 10.5% increase. So that will be 1 plus 0.1105. Add them together and then multiply that with this amount. You will get 132,600. Right? So this is the method to use this concept. Now let's see the question. The same question is here. I explained you this question, by the way. A house increases in value by 10.5% to this. To this, check that. To this, okay? So the original value of the house is not given. Find what it was worth before the rise. So actually the question is asking for the starting price. By the way, this method is a bit difficult, okay? So you can follow my method. Let me explain you once again. It is the same question. This method is a bit difficult. This is an interesting and simple method. So this price was not given initially, X, and the question says that the price has been increased by 10.5%, and the new price is $132,600. So find that price. So the method is, you will write down that X. You can call that A, you can call that B, it does not matter, right? You can call the original price as A. So write A here then, but I have written X. X plus 10.5, the percentage, divided by 100. So obviously always we divide, so this percent and percent will cancel out, right? So 10.5 divided by 100. If this is 11%, let's assume, if this is, let's say, 15%, so then what you need to do, 15 divided by 100 always. If that is 20%, 20 divided by 100. 25% increase, 25 divided by 100. And don't forget this X. You need to write X here. X will be there, X will be here as well. This is also value of X, okay? Keep X there. There is plus, check that. Focus here, this is plus in between. Because it says increase, it says increase, 10.5% increase. Okay, so therefore I have written plus, and equal that to the price given after percentage increase. So that is $132,600. And then add these two together. So that is X, this is 1X, and that is like, this is 1X, and that is 0.105X. When you add them together, that is this value. And I want to cancel, I want to remove this number, which is 1.105. I want to remove this. So obviously you know from algebra that you need to divide both sides by 1.105, divide them. So you will divide it here as well, and when you divide 132,600 by this, you will get this value. So that is the original price. Let's say the question is that original price is not given, and the question says that it has been decreased. Like obviously, let's say, let's take mobile. The original price of mobile is not given, and the question says that the price of that mobile has been decreased by 30%, and the new price is given to you, and the question is find the original price. So again, there is a decrease. Okay, in that case, if there is a decrease, you just need to write minus here. Okay, so note down these things. Write down everything in your notebook. There would be minus. This is the only difference in these type of questions. If it says increase, like 10.5% increase, you need to write plus there. The method is the same, everything is the same. You need to write percent divided by 100 and equal to the new price. If it says decrease, write minus here and then solve it on the same method. You will get the original value, right? So this is how you solve these questions. All right, so now let's practice these questions. Question number one: a cereal company has decreased the amount of cereal in a box from 1.2 kilogram to 900 grams. What is the percentage decrease? Right? I explained you this type of question, these type of questions. What is the percentage decrease in the amount of cereal per box? So I explained you that the formula was change divide by original multiply 100. That is the percentage decrease or percentage. Simple formula. So use formula here. But one more thing, that you need to convert this 1.2 kilogram into grams. Make these two units the same. So it will be like, to find out change. Change is actually like 1200 gram minus 900 gram divided by 1200 gram multiply by 100. Actually 1200 gram minus 900 gram is 300 gram, right? That is the change. You need to find out the change between those two values. 1200 gram minus 900 gram is 300 gram, so it will be like 300 gram. 300 divided by 1200 multiply by 100, and you will get the percentage decrease directly. Okay, so this is how you solve that question. All right, so let's continue with question number 2. Question number 2 is a bit complicated, but if you use your knowledge which I have explained you previously, you will be able to answer this. First pause the video and solve the question, try that, and then come and see the solution. So the question is, a shop sells kebabs for 20% loss. The kebabs sell for 4.88 each. Now if you see the highlighted area, the price of kebab is not given. First of all, this is what I just explained you previously, that the price of that house was not given, the percentage increase was given, and the final price was given. This is the same thing, right? The original price of kebab is not given. It says that, let's say this is kebab. I will assume just like this is kebab, and the price of this kebab is X. We don't know that. Read it. A shop sells kebab for 20% loss. So it means there is 20% loss in that. And then after loss, the price of this kebab is 4.88 pounds, right? 4.88 pounds. But what about this price? Where is this? It's not given. So again, we will use the same formula. Let's first answer that highlighted area, and after that we will move on. Okay. So let's find out this X. You can call it X, you can call it C. By the way, I will call it C in this case. Okay. So 20% loss occurred. Now see here, I have written it. C minus, you check that. Previously what I explained you, in that case of house, the house price was not given, and there was an increase of price by, I think it was like 15 point something, and the final price was given. In this case there is a loss, so what I will do, I will write C. Last time I gave at the name X, I can call it C in this case, minus 20% loss, so 20 divided by 100 times C, equal to the final price, which is 4.88. So I have written the same thing over here. C minus 0.20 is actually 20 divided by 100. 20 divided by 100 is 0.20 C, and I have written C here as well. Then C minus 0.20 is 0.80 C. We want to find out C. What is C? C is the original price of kebab, because the shopkeeper or the shop sells kebab on 20% loss, and that is this one. This is after 20% loss. So now let's find out C. So divide this both side by 0.80, divide there 0.80. This will cancel out and C is equal to 4.88 divided by 0.80. You will get this. Now this is the original price of kebab. You got that. Now let's read the question after that. The shop wants to reduce its loss of kebab to 10%. Now since you got the price of kebab, that is 6.10 pounds, this is 6.10 pounds, and we want to make that a 10% loss. So I will use this value and I will see, you can see, calculate the new price, selling price for 10% loss. New selling price is C minus 0.10 C. Think on this where I explained you this question. This was increase and decrease concept. This is increase and decrease concept because 6.10 is the price of kebab and we want to find out 10% decrease because he was selling at 20% loss. Now we want to reduce that by 10% and take that to 10% loss. So here increase and decrease, here is a decrease concept. So C minus that 10 divided by 100 times C, you divide them, so C minus 0.10 C. So you can see that thing. Now since the value of C is given, we have calculated that this is the value of C. So C is, put 6.10 there and this C is 6.1 and keep that 0.10 on its own place. Now multiply these two together, multiply these two, so that is 0.61 and 6.10 minus that, so this is 5.49. So 5.49 is actually the price. If the shop sells kebab on 5.49 pound, he will make now 10% loss. All right, so now you see the question, how much should the shop charge per kebab? How much? That much, 5.49. So this is the answer. All right, so this is the second lesson. From the third lesson there would be a third part of percentage topic. We will do this one. All right, for now let's end it here. See you then next time. Bye.